Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is what I like to call makeup as a distraction. I haven't done one of these since I started my channel, probably. It was like a series that I had started to distract myself from life, whatever. Tonight, nothing particular is going on. I just thought, why not? The kids are all asleep and it's not even 10, which is like a miracle. I just have a feeling someone's gonna interrupt me during this though, but we'll see. Alex is currently working. I was like, you know what? Let's just fucking do a video because it's been a few. So we're gonna do that. I always start off with brows and I normally do them off camera, but lucky you get to watch. And I just thought we could chat about random things and whatever. You could sit and do your makeup with me. I don't know, grab a drink, a snack, whatever. So, how is everyone? I just feel like this year is just dragging on, like especially these last few months. I'm not gonna even bother trying to fix any of that. But I just saw today, which I don't know when I'm posting this, but it is Monday the 23rd, that the Trump administration officially I don't know if they conceded. They basically said that there would be no problem with the transition of power for Biden. So, you know, that's cool. That whole thing's just a nightmare. Like, if you don't live in America, adopt me. Anyways, so one thing I did kind of want to talk about, and I had thought about making like a dedicated video on it. But even though I'm someone who's highly qualified to speak on this matter, I'm not going to, like in a separate video. But that would be fat phobia and like this idea that existing as a fat person means you're promoting obesity, you know, or they think because, you know, there's the body positivity movement, they think that's promoting obesity. I just don't understand how someone being okay with who they are, being okay in their own skin, I don't understand how that's saying that being fat's okay. Because one, being fat is okay. Like, who are you hurting other than potentially yourself? Society's just so fucking scared of a confident fat person or a confident black person. Like, I don't know. Society's so fucked up, you guys. But like, I just don't understand. Whatever, done. This idea that like being okay with who you are and being okay in your skin means that like you're promoting obesity. Like, I don't understand. But I just saw this TikTok and it was hilarious, and if I can find it, I'll link it below because I can't remember her name off the top of my head. But she was joking about, you know, promoting obesity, and like she's like, I'm gonna take you on my day of promoting obesity, and like she's like at work and there's like a voiceover and it's like she's emailing somebody and it's like, have you ever considered being fat? And it's hilarious. Anyway, should I go with face or eyes? I think we're gonna do face because I don't plan on doing anything spectacular in my eyes. I'm gonna use the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. So I have a therapy appointment tomorrow, which is now a tele appointment. I don't remember what they're calling it. Because, you know, people aren't wearing masks and COVID's running rampant. And then all of my Superrides weight loss appointments, those have all been virtual. Like, they give me the option to come in person a couple times, but I live in Muncie and it's in Indy, and I'm just like, if I can do it from home, why not? And I have that Wednesday, which I've gained weight this month. Yay me. I think I mentioned this in like a Instagram story or something, but you know, they gave me the 6 month period to lose 20 pounds. I lost 13 my first month. This is my second month. Like, this appointment will be like the summary of my second month. I don't know what you want to call it. And I've gained 5 pounds because I have issues. But anyways, when I see my therapist tomorrow, or talk to her, not really, like I say, I'm going to be seeing her because I think it's going to be a video chat. I'm just going to be like, hey. And actually, I don't know if this is something a therapist would diagnose or if it would be like a medical doctor that would diagnose ADHD. But just after some self-reflecting and thinking and watching some things, I'm starting to wonder if perhaps I do have ADHD. And I'm not self-diagnosing, I'm just saying it's crossed my mind. I'm going to be mixing the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear and the Milani Conceal and Perfect because neither are the right shade. One is much too light and one is much too dark. So, but just some of the symptoms of ADHD, especially in adults, I'm just like, that sounds familiar. You know, like obviously not being able to focus, but one is having racing thoughts, impulsivity, etc. And a lot of them, you know, I have, and I'm not saying I have it, but there's a possibility. So I'm just going to talk to either her or my doctor about it, because there's different medications other than like the medications I'm on. Speaking of the medications I'm on, I just mixed those on the back of my hand. The color's still not right. It's a little too yellow, but where are we going? Why did I grab this? Use that later. Anyways, so I take a couple medications. I take Cymbalta for depression, and I take Boost Bar for anxiety. But I found out that the Cymbalta I won't be able to take after surgery because, and I'm gonna have to look it up and I'll put it on the screen. It's either it needs to be time release after surgery or it needs to not be. And whichever it is, Cymbalta isn't. I forget which it is. So I'm gonna have to talk to my doctor and start weaning off of that because you can't cold turkey. I've done it. It's not a good time. But anyways, so we're gonna have to figure out another medication that's maybe similar, and then maybe if I mention the ADHD thing to her, maybe like there's a medicine that's like a two for one type thing. I don't know, but I'm a little apprehensive because Cymbalta's worked pretty well for me, and a lot of the other antidepressants that I've tried haven't. Lexapro was a huge no-go, made me very, 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 very suicidal. Zoloft for me does nothing. I feel like I've been on it a couple times, and it just, I don't know, it didn't really do much of anything for me. I don't know if I've ever tried Prozac, maybe as a teenager. I don't know, but there's like a slew of medications, obviously. But we'll see. I really like this combination of foundations. I do not like the Infallible whatever by itself for whatever reason. I feel like it's very drying on me. And the Milani one I don't really use on its own. I might purchase it here soon because right now for Black Friday deals, Ulta has all of Milani's face products like 30% off. Hey, it's reminding me to take my medication. I have an app, which if there's like a way to link it, I'll link it, or I'll just put the name of it in the description box because I can't remember. But if you are like me and you are horrible at remembering to take medications, and like even setting an alarm doesn't work because you can just turn the alarm off with the app, even if you like swipe away and like dismiss it or whatever, it'll keep reminding you. And you can't really turn it off unless you like delete the app or turn off notifications, in which case, like, what's the point of downloading the app? I'm gonna use the Essence matte whatever camouflage concealer or some shit. I am hoping that I can be more consistent on here. It's this catch-22 for me of, you know, like, there's no urgency because I don't have subscribers hardly, But you know, how are you going to gain subscribers if you're not being consistent with uploading? So it's like, I need to do it. And obviously I don't want to do just makeup because I'm not a makeup artist. I am not someone who continually buys makeup because I just made financially, it's just, I can't. Makeup's expensive. Like I do buy it every now and then, but you know, it's not something I do often. But, so I'm still gonna do like these types of videos and whatever, tutorials occasionally. I want to continue my Sip and Shadow series and, you know, I like doing those. But I do want to do more like vlogs. I might start doing like what I eat in a day, like low carb, calorie counting, whatever. I really do like that concealer. Every concealer creases under my eyes. I have fine lines because I'm human, so it is what it is. Do I want to set? You know what? I don't think I'm going to, but I am going to fix this eyebrow that's bothering me. Let's move on to eyes, and then we'll do the face last because who cares? I'm not actually going to use this palette. I'm just using the mirror. I think I'm going to use my So Jaded palette. I love it so much. Although Charlie's destroyed most of it. This is the JH30. It's like a big fluffy like crease brush. I love a big fluffy crease brush. I am going to take the shade Geodude. Sorry, this palette's a fucking mess. Geodude, which is this guy right here. So I've been practicing eyeshadow occasionally. Like I've been dipping into palettes and trying to use palettes more. But I'm also trying to practice eyeshadow because I'm not great at it. So this is why you don't use concealer on your eyelid, Christina. Like I said, I'm not great, but I'm practicing, and who cares, you know? It's makeup. Why does this look brown? There was nothing on this brush, but this looks kind of brown. What happened? I have no idea what happened with this shade. Why does it look like that? Doesn't that look brown? Like, it's a fine shade, but that's not... I don't know that I've ever used that shade before anyways. Is that not brown? I'm real confused right now. I mean, I'm gonna do it on the other eye because symmetry and shit. But like, what is that? Confused. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what's up with that shade, but it's not like, okay, so I know the lighting is like not the greatest, but like that's brown, right? I don't know. We're gonna continue on. Let's take the shade Jade, which I'm not gonna pick up the palette to show you because I don't care, which is a greenier shade. And I'm gonna take this Wet n Wild, I think it's a crease brush. Let's see if this one's green. This one's more like a foresty olivey green. I know those are two different colors, but. All right, this one's green. We're good, guys, we're good. I'm just focusing this on the outer corner. So it is Thanksgiving week in 2020. This year sucks. like I'm not one to complain about having to quarantine and wearing masks because you should fucking do it because it's the right thing to do and the virus is not a hoax. Anyways, but it does suck that we canceled we had never planned a big family Thanksgiving. It's my dad's side, the family that does it. My mom's side doesn't get together. But my grandpa passed this year. He had Alzheimer's. I mean, he obviously had it for years. But they had finally made the decision to put him in a nursing home, and my grandma moved in with my uncle and aunt my grandpa was in the nursing home and was having trouble with his behavior because, I mean, Alzheimer's patients get very aggressive as it advances. Anyways, I'm trying really hard not to cry. Just to talk about like grieving during 2020 real quick before I get into the Thanksgiving thing. My grandpa passed in May, like early May, and we didn't have his funeral until August, and I just want to say that sucked. I feel like I did not, and maybe still haven't, grieved the way that I should. Like I've lost, this is only the second person close to me that I've lost. I lost my mom's dad when I was like 14, and we were close-ish. Like he was just one of those people that like was very stern and like didn't talk a whole lot, so like I wasn't super close with him, but like I remember what the grief was like with him. And granted, I was younger and whatever, but I don't feel like I processed this grandfather, the one with Alzheimer's, his passing. Like, I still don't feel like I feel like I'm still processing it, because I mean, I cried the day I found out, but at his funeral I didn't. And you don't have to cry, you know what I mean? Like everyone processes things differently, and like months had passed at that point. But I'm an emotional person. Everyone knows this about me. I'm just a fucking sack of emotions. And I didn't cry. It was the weirdest thing. And part of it, like the service was kind of odd. It wasn't personal. It was just the oddest funeral I've ever been to, in my opinion. But anyways, 2020 was not the year to be grieving the loss of somebody. And like, obviously so many people have lost people this year because of COVID. But like, because he was in his 90s and because he had Alzheimer's, like there was no reason to do like an autopsy or anything. But like, I have a very sneaking suspicion that COVID was involved, because like I was saying, he was in a nursing home and he was becoming aggressive, so we had to send him to like a hospital to put him on some medications, and like he was going back and forth between like the nursing home and the hospital. And that nursing home had several cases of COVID. We found out after the fact. So I just kind of think that, or wonder if that was a contributor. Not that it matters. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, because, you know, he's gone and whatever. Anyways, back to Thanksgiving. So he passed. My grandma moved in with my aunt and uncle. Obviously, there's a pandemic going on, but normally we have big... Charlie's up. We have big family get-togethers. We always have. And like, that was the best part of growing up. Like the most normal part of my childhood was these get-togethers. And this is the first year of not having those. And it sucks, man. Like it sucks because it's our first holiday without him. Major holiday. It sucks because there's a pandemic. Like it just sucks, like a lot. Fuck this year, man. Like, and then like my parents and my brother and I, we were going to do something together with, you know, his family, my family, and my parents. But we decided that, you know, that may not be the best idea, because, you know, I don't see my brother very often, at least. I see my mom pretty frequently, but, you know, we don't want to take any kind of risks, so we aren't doing that either. And I know a lot of people still are, and I'm trying not to be judgy, but like, just do your part, man. Like, how hard is it to just do your fucking part? You know what I mean? Like, it sucks for all of us, you know? You're not the only one who doesn't get to see your family or whatever. You know, I don't know. I just think people are being very selfish, and it pisses me off. I have like 3 cousins who are RNs, and I think I have one that's like a medical assistant and maybe a couple CNAs. I don't know. I have family that work in the medical field, and I was talking to one of them when we were talking about, like, you know, she has patients who have COVID, and I mentioned how, like, you know, it's insulting that these people are like calling it a hoax, and she's like, it's very insulting. And like, I can't imagine being one of those people who, you know, is on the front line, so to speak, who is working with these patients, who's seeing these patients, who are being exposed themselves. And I just can't imagine how angry they must feel. 1, that they have to deal with all this, and 2, that there are people denying it. Like, fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, I can't imagine how they're feeling. They deserve hazard pay. They deserve a lot more fucking recognition, a lot of things. Like, they just deserve better. So that's my rant about COVID. In case you needed my opinion. This color is much more green on the bottom lash line, which I'm fine with because I like it. I'm going back to COVID, I'm sorry, it's just on my mind. I have a family member, and I highly doubt she wants me to like advertise it to people, but she told me that she tested positive. And like, she's young, and like, I'm sure she'll be just fine, but like, it's hitting so close to home at this point, you know? And like, if I were to catch it, would I be fine? Yeah, probably. My kids, I don't know. I mean, most kids, I'm sure, would recover fine. They're more of like carriers, I think, is what they say. But I also have a baby. And beyond that, my dad has all kinds of, I mean, he's stable right now compared to years past, but he's very susceptible to infections and all kinds of things. So like, he definitely needs to be keeping his ass at home. I'm gonna take the shade Tiger Eye. So I'm really worried about him, and like, he doesn't go anywhere, but my mom does. Like, she goes to the store, and I mean, that's mainly it. Like, I take her to the store and stuff. But I'm worried about him. My sister-in-law has a slew of medical things going on. And like, I can't understand the selfishness of some of these people. Like, and the people who are denying it, and it makes me angry. Like, and I'm gonna take the shade, I don't know what it is because Charlie destroyed it, but like, look at that. Oh, that's really bright. Yeah, people suck a lot. And quite frankly, if you're one of those people, you should really go fuck yourself. That felt nice to rant about. I don't know. I try not to talk about it too much in like day-to-day life. I mean, we do, but like, shit, where am I going? I don't really talk to anybody. But maybe that's it. Maybe it's because I don't really talk to a whole lot of people, so I feel like I need someone to rant to. So I'm really digging this look. Anyways, do I want to take the shade Topaz? Is that a little too much? Whatever, we're gonna tap that in the middle because it's really pretty. It's a pressed glitter. If I found out they were gonna discontinue this palette, because you know they discontinued the Dream Street palette and like I think her Zodiac palette too, I would buy a backup, because since Charlie destroyed shades and such, I'd buy a backup. I think that's pretty. Anyways, I didn't bring eyeliner over here, did I? I'm not at my desk. I'm sitting at EJ's desk. He uses for school, but like my desk is a mess and the lighting just worked better. I'm going to throw on this mascara and I'm gonna cut this out because, wow, my eyelashes are non-existent. I really need to get falsies that I am comfortable with because the ones I've tried, I just suck. I'm gonna take a flat definer brush and take the shade Stoned. Anyways, and I'm just going to put this on my waterline because I didn't bring eyeliner over here, and you know, improvising and stuff. All right, we're gonna move on to the rest of the face. So I kind of want to circle back, I don't know what that was, to my like weight loss stuff, because I know how much you guys care. Like, I know how invested you guys are. Kidding. But anyways, so today's like the first day in like, I'd have to look on my app, a week and a half at least that I've been back on track. I'm just so unbelievably frustrated with myself, and there's a million excuses I could give, but at the end of the day, that's what they are. They're excuses. Now, my period finally came today, so I do know at least like 2 pounds of this is water weight, because I do carry water weight during my period, but most of it's me being a dick, and it's frustrating on so many levels. And I feel like my best friend is probably frustrated with me. She had the surgery, she's supporting me in getting the surgery. I feel like she's probably a little frustrated seeing me, I'm not gonna say fuck up because like it's easily fixable, I have time and stuff, but essentially fuck up. Like I don't think she would say it necessarily, but I would be if I were her, because I can't mess this up. You know, like, could I start the process over? I mean, yeah, I'm sure I could. Do I want to? No, because I started dieting when I was 12 years old. It was the first time I did Weight Watchers. And that time didn't last long. I mean, a lot of the times I've done any kind of diet doesn't last long. But it didn't. I was young. My parents don't know anything about nutrition. Like, they did not shop well as far as groceries go. Like, I don't know how that would have ever worked out anyways. But then it became this thing where when I became a teenager, before I moved to Fort Wayne, I would be online websites like Xanga. Do you remember that? And a few others. And I found, and this is horrible, but I found blogs or whatever of girls who had anorexia. And this sounds so fucking bad because it just sounds horrible, but I'm gonna say it. I remember being, 13, 14, 15 years old and almost feeling jealous that I couldn't be anorexic. Not saying that I couldn't, because fat people, by the way, can be anorexic too. But I have such a food addiction, I'm pretty sure, that like that was not ever going to work for me, like starving myself. I'm a binger, obviously, but I tried. Like, I would limit my calories to like 300 calories a day. And then, when I moved to Fort Wayne, I did Weight Watchers for a significant period of time, lost a really good amount of weight, and then I quit. It did not reach goal, and like, obviously that became a pattern throughout my life, but before I officially quit Weight Watchers in like I don't know if I let my aunt know I didn't want to do it anymore or how that conversation went, but like when I would eat things I knew I wasn't supposed to, or I would overeat, I started to purge. And it wasn't something that lasted a super long time. Like, I don't know, I would say I had bulimia. I went to like a counselor, and her and my aunt thought I was faking it. And like, was I actually bulimic? No. But was I making myself throw up? Yes. And like I said, ever since, you know, I was 12 years old, I've had this pattern of dieting and then stopping and then dieting and then stopping, because I just have the worst relationship with food, which so many of us do. But I lost my train of thought, but it led me to another train of thought, so we're gonna hop on that train. When I was talking about the possibility of me having ADHD, one of the things is like one sign or symptom is like not being able to hold a job, which I don't like to admit out loud, but I am one of those people. Like, I've stayed at jobs for like long periods of time, don't get me wrong, but I have definitely job hopped in my life quite a bit. This was not the brush I intended for highlight, but since it's a natural highlight, we're gonna use it. But I wonder if that's kind of along the same lines, like that thought process of like job hopping as it pertains to ADHD, if maybe that's somehow similar to dieting and like eating and stuff. I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, I have a food addiction. At the end of the day, I have really low self-control, apparently. And it's not that like it's not a matter of like, oh, she doesn't want to lose weight. You know what I mean? Like, because everyone who knows me knows I do. I get in my own way. So that's that. I actually really like this look, like a lot, considering I'm about to go take it off. All right, for the bees, I am going to take the Maybelline Superstay Ink Crayon in the shade Keep It Fun, right? Yeah. I really, really like these. I had another one that Charlie got to. I would like to get some more shades because I really like this formula. Because it kind of, in my opinion, doubles as a lip liner because of the shape. Yeah. But it's a super comfortable formula. It's not drying at all. I mean, it dries down, but it's not drying. Do I want to put gloss over this? I mean, I'm probably going to, because I'm obsessed with these glosses, the lifter glosses. This one's the shade Moon, which is like a similar shade to Fussy from Fenty. All right, so that is the look. I do want to kind of like just end this video on a like positive-ish note. And why do I feel like I'm gonna cry? Periods are a bitch, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. I get very emotional. Anyways, so I just wanted to say to anyone watching this who is struggling, whether it be just this year or it's something you've dealt with for a while, whether it be, you know, a mental illness, a sickness, if you lost someone this year, you know, if it's a bad relationship, whatever it is, whatever is going on in your life, I just want to send you so much love. Like, this year has been awful for so many of us. And while, you know, I lost my grandfather and Alex lost his job and, you know, things have not been the greatest, I'm still blessed and lucky because my kids are healthy. I'm healthy. My dad is still around, which is a miracle in and of itself. Not because of COVID, just his general issues. So I feel very lucky, which is really hard for me to kind of hone in on the good things. You know, I'm someone who tends to focus on the negative because, you know, anxiety, I overthink things, but I just want anyone who's watching this to know that you're not alone, to know that if you ever need to reach out to me, like, I'm always here. Like, message me on here, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. Reach out to a professional if you think you might need help, because there is nothing wrong with that. I think most people could benefit from some form of therapy. Advocate for yourself is another big one I want to mention, especially if you're a big person. A lot of times doctors tend to shrug off symptoms you have and just say it's because you're overweight. Advocate for yourself. Find the answers, especially if you know something's wrong. Basically, if you're not in a good place, please just hang on and know that it does get better. Even if things don't get fixed or there's no resolution to whatever's going on, eventually, I promise, you'll feel a little better. You'll feel a little bit of a weight lifted, enough to where you can at least think or breathe or reach out for help, because I promise that there's reason to keep going, even when it doesn't feel like it. Trust me, I've been there, and I've been there hard this year. And I know sometimes I get to a point where everything feels very pointless and very hopeless, and it's not. And I know this year makes it really hard to see that, but just keep going. I know I'm rambling, and I don't know. I just feel like there needs to be more good in the world, you know, with all the political bullshit and everything. Like, I just feel like there needs to be more good and positivity, and I want to, and I don't want to like make this a New Year's resolution, because I think someone fucked up with their New Year resolution for 2020, because shit's fucked. But I want to make a point, you know, from here on out, to try to be grateful for what I have, to see the positive, to see the good side of things, because despite all the bad, there is good. But yeah, that was a big ramble, and if you made it this far, I love you for watching. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you have any requests or suggestions for future videos, leave me a comment down below. Hit the thumbs up. I know it sounds silly or like it doesn't matter, but as someone who is a tiny channel, it helps so much. And if you could subscribe, that helps so much. I want to hit 200 so bad. I know that's like nothing in regards to like YouTube numbers, but it means a lot to me. I've had my channel for 2 years and I haven't even hit 200, and like I really want to. So anyways, thanks for watching. Make sure you fucking wear a mask, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.